Welcome to The Guide. I'm Yo. That's Will. The Guide, it's a bunch of game reviews, sometimes movie reviews from Christian dudes, and even though we don't have anything to review per se this week, although we are working on some things. I have Conduit 2 for the Nintendo Wii that I'm working on. You're working on
the new Mortal Kombat.
That should be interesting. So we'll have that for you on our next episode.
Yes.
But this week, we thought we'd talk a little bit about the impending E3, which is coming up June 7th through the 9th, biggest gaming expo of the year. All the big revelations are going to be made there, and so we're going to talk a little bit about what we think is going to happen, what we want to have happen, and see if we can't make some accurate predictions about what's going to come out of E3, which I'm really excited for.
I think my prediction for this year's E3, as far as the consoles go, I think Nintendo's kind of going to walk away with the spotlight this year.
Well, they have the potential to do that. Apparently, they are going to announce the successor to the Nintendo Wii, which could be interesting.
Project Cafe.
Cafe. Interesting name, you know, Project Cafe. It kind of implies the same type of social interaction that they wanted to have with the Wii. However, they have mentioned that they want it to appeal more to the hardcore gamer as well this time around. I don't know how they're going to do that.
I don't know. They're supposedly integrating a 6-inch touchscreen on the controller.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
I don't know. So that'll be interesting.
And it's also going to be interesting, you know, the Wii was such a huge hit, 85 million install base. You know, 85 million people have a Wii, basically. And it appealed to such a huge variety of people, you know, the casual gaming market, with its motion controllers. And now there's talk that the Wii 2, or whatever it's going to end up being called, won't have those same type of motion controllers. So what happens to all those people who jumped on board with the Wii because they liked the ease and the access of the motion controller? Right. And now you're going to have some sort of controller that maybe has a touchscreen interface. So I'm curious to see how is that going to bridge the gap with people who got so used to using Wii motion controls.
Yeah, it seems like every time Nintendo comes out with a console, they're trying to pioneer some new technology.
True. Yeah.
But they do it, and then a year or two later, Microsoft and Sony both come out with something a little bit better. So I don't know, it'll be very interesting.
Yeah, some of the things I expect to see out of E3 from Nintendo, of course, more details on what Project Cafe is all about. I expect to hear about Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. And interesting, is that going to remain just on the Wii, or will it move over also to the Wii's successor, which, according to some reports, this is all rumor, could come out as early as June of next year, most likely during the holiday of next year, but it's coming soon. So where is Zelda going to land?
That would be nice. It would be nice if they did both. They did that with Twilight Princess, so it seems like they could do it with Skyward Sword.
Yeah, but last year at E3 they made such a big deal about this one making the most of the Wii motion controller.
Right, yeah.
So how does that translate over to the... I don't know.
Yeah, because your sword's going to be integrated with the joystick.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to work. The one thing I really want to hear from Nintendo this year at E3, what's the deal with the next Pikmin game? I love the Pikmin franchise, those little vegetables that run around. It's a great game, and I've heard rumors about Pikmin 3 for so long, I'd actually like to see something about it.
Just can't get enough vegetables.
Nope, they're good for you.
And moving on to the Xbox console for this year's E3. Nothing new as far as console systems to talk about, so they're mostly focusing on games, the Kinect, that kind of thing.
There's rumors that their next console will come out in 2014. That's all rumor. Obviously, they don't have a handheld to focus on like Nintendo will obviously be focusing a lot on the Nintendo 3DS at this year's E3.
Yes.
And we'll get to PlayStation here in just a moment. So, yeah, Kinect and their core games. And Kinect, an install base of 8 million, it's sold well, but I feel like it's something that has potential that hasn't been lived up to yet. So I really want to see some games for Kinect that really make me think, yeah, I'm glad I bought it, because I got it, and there's a few games that I enjoy with it, but for the most part, I don't use it. And there's talk that they're going to have games that incorporate Kinect while also using the controller. They're going to have more hardcore games for it. Kinect Star Wars, please show me something good about that. So I want to see more about Kinect.
Yeah, that's a feature that they definitely left open-ended right now, so it really needs some follow-up games for the
And
Kinect.
there's also talk of a firmware update to help the Kinect actually be more accurate and more precise, which would be nice because it didn't quite live up to as advertised when they were initially talking about it. However, I think one of the big things that we'll hear from Microsoft this year is Halo.
Right, yeah, they're remaking the original 2001 version of Halo, which I think is so cool because that's
HD.
my favorite Halo.
That could be really interesting to see an HD remake. And this is the anniversary of the release of the original Halo, the 10-year anniversary. So
Right.
they're going to make a big deal about that. So I think we'll see the Halo remake and news on a new Halo game from a new developer.
Right, yeah, so there's a lot of possibilities. So it'll be very good at this year's E3 to see what's actually put in stone. The online system is kind of what keeps Xbox ahead of some of the other consoles because
Right.
their online content is really, I think, top of the line.
I think we'll hear more about what they're going to do with Xbox Live, new services, new features for Xbox Live in the
Yeah.
next fall update. So that's where I think we're going to get all the goods from Microsoft. And then moving on to Sony, they've been playing catch up, which they're not used to after the
Yeah.
PlayStation 2 was such a huge success. PlayStation 3 got off to a rough start, but it's caught up with the Xbox 360. They just announced like last week or something that they have also crossed the 50 million mark. So they're doing well. The PSP Go is going away.
Officially ceased.
I think we'll hear more about the NGP.
Right, they might actually give it a real name.
Oh, I
at
hope.
E3.
I think we'll probably hear some about the PlayStation Phone at this year's E3. There's been rumors circulating about that. We know it exists. No details have been given officially. I think we'll get some of those at this year's E3.
Sounds very mysterious. And then a good game for the PS3 coming out, I think a lot of people are going to look forward to, is the Assassin's Creed 3.
Yeah.
That'll be debuted at E3.
There's also been some rumors that Grand Theft Auto 5 may be a PlayStation exclusive again. That could be very interesting.
And disappointing at the
Yeah,
same
and
time.
disappointing for other gamers. And also, I think we're going to hear about the next God of War. Yeah, you thought the story was done with God of War 3. There are already rumors about God of War 4, which would be a huge exclusive title for them, which I think they kind of need.
Yeah, PlayStation, I think that's kind of what's keeping them alive right now is their title exclusive games.
Yeah, with like Heavy Rain and some really unique, innovative games. I also hope that they, like Microsoft, put out some software that shows why Move is necessary. PlayStation Move
Yeah.
has only sold 1 million since its launch, so it hasn't done nearly as well as Kinect, and I think part of that is it's just an HD Wii.
Yeah.
Why would I want to spend all that money just to have better graphics while doing the same thing?
Yeah, when a Wii is so much more affordable
And
than a PS3.
it just dropped in price. The Wii is going to go down to $179, possibly down to $150. We'll get more details on that at E3. But yeah, the Move just hasn't set itself apart from the Wii. They need to do that this year at E3 if they want to make that a big part of their platform.
Yeah, whether that's introducing new games for it or new controller styles for it too.
Just show us why it's different from the Wii and why it's better. I mean, so far, all I've seen is like, okay, cool, I can do the exact same things I do on the Nintendo Wii, but with HD graphics. I'm not spending that much money just to update my graphics.
No, yeah, I don't think it's really worth it right now, but you never know what they've got planned.
So that's a quick look at what we expect to get out of E3, and what do you think are going to be some of the most hotly anticipated games coming out of this year's E3?
Well, I know for all of those Half-Life 2 fans, the third installment, that's going to be a big deal happening. Assassin's Creed 3, of course. Elder Scrolls versus Skyrim.
Yeah,
That should be
game's gonna be huge.
That's going to be really
And it has
cool.
dragons!
Can't go wrong with
Ooh.
dragons. And then The Darkness 2 is also coming out. So interesting to see if any of these games have really stepped up and bettered themselves from the previous, because it's a lot of second, third edition games coming out. There's not really anything new per se happening.
And from other developers, I want to hear more about Madden 12. I'd like some details on that. I want to hear about the new Tomb Raider. That's kind of gone quiet since it was announced. I want more details on Arkham City, the new Batman game.
Yes.
Please, lots more details. And I think Mass Effect 3 is going to be highlighted a lot by EA, as that's closing that trilogy. So there's a lot to look forward to this year. There's a lot of huge games coming out this fall. Ton of games coming out this fall.
Yeah.
Forza 4, the next Call of Duty. We've already mentioned Mass Effect 3. I mean, Battlefield 3 is coming out. I mean, it's going to be a crowded holiday season.
Christmas is going to be
expensive.
Hard on the wallets.
Yes, it is. So that's some of what we think is going to come out of E3. Tell us what you want to see out of E3. Drop us an email.
Yeah, I'm Will at m88.org, and Johan, CalvaryMBQ.org.
And of course, we'll have updates on E3 and more reviews and news for you to follow at HollywoodJesus.com.
Sounds good.